Morning, Margaret. You've woken up rather early again. Let's have an orange soda for breakfast, shall we? On day 88, Margaret is up early, so she does some exercise and then reads a book. Then it's out into the destruction, the sea of zombies. She toots the horn to draw in more zombies and sees them off. She takes a break afterwards to rest her weary arms. Up the road, she finds an ATV on a driveway. The perfect little vehicle for Louisville. Nice, it's in decent condition as well. It's even got a little tiny bit of gasoline. Margaret clears out the zombies around the gas station and checks for cigarettes. Unfortunately, there are none here. She does, however, find this useful van outside, also in pretty good condition. She can use it to ferry resources around in the future. It's back to the bus after that short and uneventful day because her arms are sore and she's a little sleepy. Leave this sea of bodies behind us. What? Yeah, crunch 'em, squelch 'em down, Beatrice. On day 89, she drives the bus up the roads towards the distillery. It's a potential base site and she wants to clear the area first. She checks the small buildings down the road, mostly this office for cigarettes, but there are none in the desks. She does, however, find 40 cigarettes in this shop. Cigarettes. 40 cigarettes. Phew! We're saved, Margaret, we're saved. Margaret also investigates the nearby streets. Some of the buildings have been burned and she wonders what happened here when the apocalypse struck. Then it's on to the distillery to see what's happening. It's teeming with zombies. Goodness me. Really sounds like it's steaming in there. They're going to rip the doors off. I need those doors, guys. It's dark and eerie inside, but relatively clear. In the evening, she returns to the bus and falls asleep, dreaming of the future. Good night. On day 90, she wakes up early again, so the egg in the sky forces her to do exercise. She must get fitter if she wants to conquer Louisville. Fueled up with exercise adrenaline, she toots Beatrice's horn. A lot. It's time to draw in the undead again. The zombies stumble out of the fog. Margaret has swapped to a spiked baseball bat and it is extremely satisfying. The zombies' heads simply pop like ripe tomatoes. Oh, I love your hat, ma'am. The slaughter is long and tiring. She needs to rest in the bus as her arms are sore. Slurp on some sloop. Slurp on some sloop. And then we're gonna rest. Once the zombies stop shambling in, she turns on the siren in this ambulance to try and draw in more stragglers. While the siren blares, she goes fishing. When she goes back to check, only 2 zombies have come to the beacon of the ambulance, which means the area directly around her must be relatively safe. It's a lovely feeling. Her manual toil with the baseball bat has paid off. She has a celebratory giant fish and watches a VHS in Beatrice to relax. The VHS is all about a woman dreaming that she lives in the world of Project Zomboid, lollipops, shotguns and zombies. Margaret does not enjoy the VHS. She is living in the nightmare and she does not need reminding of this. She falls asleep, a little uneasy. But there are no groaning zombies at the window, because she has killed them all. On day 91, she heads out while it's still dark outside and checks on the ambulance. There are only 3 zombies. It's peaceful to crush their skulls in the morning light. She leaves the siren on again, then heads up to the distillery. Oh, such a harrowing sound in such a silent world, Margaret. The distillery is lovely inside, with arches, walkways and giant tanks. It would make an excellent home one day, she thinks. Outside, she smashes the window of this distillery van and the alarm shocks her. She hasn't heard that sound for a long time. It's not too bad though, as this should draw in zombies from the nearby area. And oh boy, a bunch of them arrive. Then Margaret makes a foolish, almost fatal mistake. Please watch. Oh my god, Margaret. Oh my god, that was so close. It's okay, she kept it together, but my god, was that close. Here they come then. Yes, Margaret was almost eaten. She clears out the rest of the zombies by the distillery, their bodies pile high in the parking lot, and then return to the bus for a breather and another huge fish. Then it's back to kill more zombies. A pattern establishes itself in her life. Slaughter, fish, slaughter. She is numb to the zombies. Margaret just needs to be careful. No more corridors and closed doors, only fight outside unless it is absolutely necessary. To calm her nerves, she goes foraging and finds a rare item in the woods. What is that? I don't even know. A mango? A wild mango. Do they grow in Kentucky? But even in the woods, her favourite place, Margaret is not safe. You, my god, lunged out at me from behind a tree. Oh, god. Been a rough couple of days, Margaret. After relative peace for a long time, you've had some horrible run-ins. Margaret decides it's time to do a little scouting. She hotwires the ATV and fills it with gas, then takes it on a quick whip around the nearby area. There are lots of large buildings, smaller neighbourhoods and a whole lot of zombies. Louisville will be an endless struggle. So this little friend, we'll call him Alan. Alan, the ATV, is going to be our how we get around town. She gets back to the bus, cooks up a mushroom stir fry and reads before bed. She's almost level 10 in foraging, which can only mean more bugs and mushrooms. She falls asleep, ready for the next few days. 9 p.m. on the dot, and we shall rest. Good night, Margaret, my little hero. On day 92, she heads out on the ATV to start clearing the nearby area. She loots, she returns to the ATV, she loots some more. This is classic surviving, clearing out the block house by house. She keeps plenty of notes on the map as she goes, and Margaret is many things, and organised is one of them. Sort of. At the end of the day, with the whole block clear, she returns to the bus and eats plenty of peanut butter. And a whole tub of peanut butter. Stuff your face, Margaret. Stump. Outstanding. Good night, Margaret. Day 93 is extremely similar to the previous one. She heads out again on the chilly morning, the first properly cold morning of the year, and begins slaughtering her way up another block. She marks off her map over and over again, kills more zombies, and then returns at the end of another relatively straightforward day. Margaret also begins moving her things into the mansion. Beatrice is already overflowing, and this humble home will be all hers for the next 100 days, if the zombie gods are willing. Margaret just needs to survive the next few days, which is easier said than done, as you will soon see. Good night, Margaret. On day 94, Margaret hooks up the generator and runs from room to room in the mansion, flicking on the lights. It's a home, Margaret. A home. Here's your office. Let's go pick a bedroom. Yes, this one, I think. Margaret begins decorating immediately. If you think Beatrice is messy, you just wait and see what Margaret does to her new mansion. We simply need to put our bugs on the table. Actually, let's put bugs on each of the chairs so it just looks like they're having a little chat. Bug tea party. Splendid, Margaret. Just chuck a couple of maggots on the table as well. Right then. Let's get boogieing. Onwards for more looting. With the bug council in place having very important bug chats at the kitchen table, Margaret ventures out again, her axe firm in her hand. She feels good, like she has a purpose. Leslie is a ghost, and yet she is alive. She will reclaim Louisville in his stinky honor. Hello, my little worm friend. Goodbye. The slaughter continues throughout the day, broken up with periods of contemplative rest in the sea of rotting corpses. She investigates 2 buildings and a couple more, but not too many because it is growing dark and she is sleepy. Then she jumps back on Alan the ATV to return to Beatrice and her new house. She must say hello to the Bug Council, of course, to see whether they've come up with anything interesting. Not much has been decided on. Unfortunately, they all speak different languages. Margaret reads before bed and once again settles in for a very peaceful night's sleep. She hasn't had a night terror for days. It's much the same on day 95. She heads out on Alan the ATV and begins clearing another neighbourhood. She finds a katana on one zombie, which is an excellent trophy and emergency weapon. Margaret uses the horn to lure the zombies in from all directions. She is bloodthirsty. During one of her rest breaks, it almost goes completely wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. It got a bite out of me. Alright, no more sitting outside, Margaret, and passing time. You stood up so slowly. Got a bite out of me, but something saved me. I think he tried to bite through my trousers. No more resting on the floor, Margaret, in the open. Lesson learned. That could have been it. Could have been it. Lesson well and truly learned. Jesus. Yes, just like that, the Zomboid's gods shine upon her. The zombie tried to munch her trousers, which protected her. Margaret was almost nibbled on. She kills more zombies, and then, having learned her lesson, she rests on the floor inside a cupboard. Margaret just loves cupboards. So cozy, so nice. Margaret toots the horn, loots some more buildings, and then returns to the bus on the ATV. In the bus, she thinks about the zombie bite. Oh, that sound, the hum. Could have been it. Could have been all over. Simply losing concentration for a mere moment. Poor thing, Margaret. I won't let anything like that happen to you again. I will be focused 100%. No more resting in the middle of the street. Foolish. Foolish, foolish, foolish. On day 96, it is strangely dark in the bus when she wakes up. The battery is dead. Oh God, Beatrice, I am so sorry I let you die. Hello, Bugs. I've got a hockey mask. He's going to oversee the table. Mr. Hockey himself. He is the new mayor of this house. I hope that you respond well to him. Oh, Margaret, poor thing. Right, we need to be on the lookout for a heavy-duty battery then. When she checks the ATV, its battery is also dead. Has there been some kind of mad EMP attack? She heads down the road to jump into the truck she recalled is outside a mansion. She's got a little bit of gas in her, just enough, I think, to go and collect more batteries. Watch out, there's a mad woman on the road. Oh God. Oh God. You okay, Margaret? Jesus, okay. Slowly over dead bodies, Margaret. Oh. She grabs a couple of heavy-duty batteries from the distillery vans, but then needs to venture deeper into Louisville to search for a standard battery for the ATV. It takes her further into the city than she has gone before, the things you do for your imaginary vehicle friends in the apocalypse. Margaret pulls up in the radio station parking lot because there are cars there, and she decides to investigate a little further on this foggy morning. She kills more zombies and then needs to find a safe place to rest away from the exhaustion of swinging the axe. Okay, let's find somewhere to rest. Let's just chill in here with Mr. Skeleton over there. Lovely. Alright, chilling by the skeleton did make her anxious, which kind of makes sense. She's sure she saw it move, but perhaps not. Have some sardines, Margaret. Don't look directly at the skeleton. Yeah, we shall give it a gift. Farewell. Poor thing. Back outside, she finds a lovely car that is in good working condition. She'll be back for this one. Margaret kills the entire newsreader cast from the Kentucky radio station in the parking lot, and then needs to return to the skeleton resting area to relax again. Killing zombies is tiring work. Home sweet skeleton. Hello, my little skeleton friend. Just going to take a little video of the skeleton, I think. Save it for later. Oh, this looks crazy. When she goes back outside, the fog has cleared, and she kills zombies until she is drowsy and hungry. She jumps back in the truck and heads back to the mansion. Margaret replaces the dead battery in Beatrice with a shiny new one, and jumps inside to bathe in her bustly light. There we go, we have light again. Beatrice lives! She is alive! I have once again come to smoke a cigarette inside of your warm belly, Beatrice. Good night, Margaret. Say good morning to the bugs. We have more maggots we can put on the table. We need to give Mr. Hockey the microphone so that he can properly address the bug council. On day 97, Margaret says good morning to the bug council and then swaps out the ATV's battery for a new one. Then it's up the road to check out the industrial buildings, including this large factory. She is hit by a wave of severe depression as she investigates. Something about the looming factory has really got her down. The warehouse is full of tools and seeds she'll need for her future in Louisville. When she heads outside, she turns on the siren in this police car to draw in the zombies. They flock over to her, like maggots to a corpse. She clears out that small horde with ease, then heads back to base. We cook her up some scrumptious roast to cure her depression. Roasted vegetables are indeed the answer to all of life's ailments, and then begin our next project. A tranquility garden full of worms, a home for our carrots, cabbages and potatoes. Margaret is embracing her sticky green thumbs. Nice, we have the beginnings of a little farm. After a short but busy day, she is ridiculously tired, so she falls asleep in the back of the bus, moving ever closer to that outstanding 100-day number. She might just sleep all the way through. She did. She slept till 5:10. It takes 27 days to grow the potatoes. Let's have half a box of cereal for breakfast. On day 98, she goes fishing as she wants to prepare some delicious fish for her 100-day celebration and beyond. We caught one small perch, and then the fishing rod broke. She fixes up the rod and returns to the dock, a couple of fishing net traps under her arm. With her newly repaired rod, she catches plenty more fish that she sticks in the mansion's fridge. A home is only a home if your fridge is full of fish. Margaret spends the rest of the morning beginning to organise her new home. She picks out rooms that will have a purpose in the future, then does some work on Alan to fix up his engine. Then she hops on the ATV and goes back to the industrial district to see what's happening. Right, there's not much to actually loot here, but I just want the area to be clear. Okay then. Absolute slaughter. Yeah, like there's not much here. It's just a massive oil plant, I think. Wow, there's a lot of them in there. Listen to them throb. Throbbing zombies. The battle in the industrial district goes on for most of the afternoon. After the fighting, Margaret almost makes a very, very terrible mistake. I'm going to grab some of this toilet water though. Portaloo toilet water. It's even finer, even more delicious. Vintage. Please don't forget about this toilet water. It makes her oddly philosophical for a moment. But as she waffles on, please don't forget that she is drinking this toilet water as she speaks. Strangely peaceful in this industrial wasteland, the past follies of the human race. It now has absolutely no purpose whatsoever. People used to fight and die over this stuff. Now it is entirely pointless. And then the discovery of her error. Oh, she's drinking tainted water. Oh god, I really hope that hasn't made her sick. She was drinking the tainted toilet water. Oh no. How much did you drink? I poured it out now. Oh no, hopefully that doesn't kill her. Can you imagine? That was Margaret's downfall. Drinking tainted toilet water. It would seem very fitting. Let's see if she gets sick over the next couple of days. Oh no. She drives back to the mansion. Her stomach feels funny. I really hope she's not sick. We'll find out in the morning, won't we? Jeez. Margaret sits on her new armchair and reads in the dying light. Her belly is still gurgling, but she doesn't feel too sick. Maybe she's okay. Maybe it won't be a problem. Maybe everything will be just fine. Grab a cigarette for breakfast. Right, what's the target today on day 99 as we make our progress through Louisville? I think it's going to be clearing out more of these neighborhoods, isn't it? Ah, yes. Day 99, the penultimate day. She's back in the suburbs, looting through various houses and making very satisfying little crosses on her map as she goes. Peanut butter and marmalade. Little snack in our cupboard. With some chips, I think. I love sitting in cupboards. How about you, Margaret? We'll give it like a 30-minute rest. We'll mark off the buildings that we've cleared. These the first two here on the block. Ah, copy of Hotties. Yes, that's what Margaret needs on the next sad afternoon. Margaret ticks off a couple more houses, then jumps on the ATV. It's dark out and she's getting sleepy. Grab a smoke. It's almost day 100, Margaret. We've almost done it. You've made it. Margaret Stump, you made it. 100 days. Fall asleep. Wake up on day 100. We did it, Margaret. Day 100. You were still here, alive and thriving. Aviators on, long, flowing grey hair. A butcher, a hero, the last survivor in Knox County. Today is a day of celebration, Margaret, because you have made it to 100 days. The bugs are giving you a little clap, Margaret, and it is very well deserved. And I think you can treat yourself to a fish also. A big catfish for breakfast on your 100th day. Today is a day of pure joy. She will eat a massive catfish, she will change into a delectable vintage fur coat, and she will get blackout drunk and lie around on the floor like a dying starfish. Our hero. Drunk. In front of a dead TV. She is alive. But at what cost? This is Margaret Goddamn Stump, and she's made it to 100 days. I think just before we fall asleep, day 100... Looks like she's going to fall asleep at 3 PM in the afternoon because she just got absolutely blackout drunk. We are going to eat a TV dinner. Do not fall asleep with the TV dinner in the oven. Margaret, please. You're going to eat it in the kitchen like a true drunk person. It's only 3 PM, but she's knackered. 100 days of surviving will take it out of a person. She returns to the beautiful Beatrice, her solace, her home on wheels, her best friend in the apocalypse. She snuggles down on the musty old sofa and dreams of the future. 100 days in Louisville, taming the wild, dead city and making it her own. Are there survivors out there? Deep down, Margaret doubts it. But you always have to hope. Thank you to everyone who stuck it out to the end of this part of Margaret's life. I appreciate all your likes and comments so much, and it's amazing to see how much Margaret's story has resounded with some people. We recently hit 15,000 subscribers, so I'd also like to say thanks for that too. We'll be back with more Project Zomboid and more Margaret when the time is right. Thank you, sweet eggs. See you later.